Good afternoon. I'm John Lee. I'm Chairman and CEO of Lee Technologies. We're a Fairfax, Virginia-based organization specializing in designing, building, maintaining, and operating data centers here in the United States. Our primary focus would be commercial accounts as well as large government accounts. We are a business that has been in existence since 1983. We're 25, I guess now a 27-year-old business, and our whole focus day after day is pretty much taking care of the infrastructure within a data center.
So one of your big areas of business is staffing. Maybe you could tell me a little bit about your work in that area and what's driving some of the trends that you're seeing.
Sure,
there.
Rich. A huge part of our business would be in the operations and the staffing of data centers. You know, currently approximately 50% of our employee population, or about 160 out of our 325 employees, are currently dedicated to client staff locations. And by that I mean we actually staff the sites, we operate and maintain the sites from an infrastructure perspective. We perform the mechanical service, we perform the electrical service, and our responsibility 24/7 for a lot of these commercial as well as government accounts is to make sure their data center stays up and running, stays cool, and so our responsibility is hiring, training, and making sure that the client at the end of the day is happy and content with his data center.
So what are some of the trends that are driving the sort of staffing picture right now for folks who decide to hire you for their data center?
Rich, I think the biggest trend is, from what I've seen, particularly over the last 10 or 15 years, is data centers are getting more and more complex, much more so than 10, 15 years ago. And because of that, a lot of end users, again, whether it's a commercial client, whether it's a government client, a lot of end users look to companies like Lee Technologies to outsource this work too. And really the reason is because they look at us as a subject matter experts. They look at us as kind of their peace of mind. And in the old days, people in-house, facilities people did this for end users, and now more and more of this is being done on an outsourced basis to companies like Lee Technologies. And so, we as a company over the next 3 to 5 years just see a huge opportunity in this area for us and for our growth opportunities.
So one of the areas you guys have apparently been seeing some growth is in public sector, government. What are the kind of drivers in that sector right now?
Well, we made a conscious effort in the last 3 years to really ramp up our public sector business. Matter of fact, in October of '06, I made a big step by hiring our president and COO, George Newstrom. George's background was he was president of EDS, Electronic Data Systems, and so I was looking for somebody that had some public sector experience, and I kind of found that person in George. We've since hired a gentleman, Anthony Rizzo, who's now is our vice president of our public sector, and so we're putting a lot of money into people resources to really grow that piece of our business. And obviously being located in Fairfax, Virginia, we're a stone's throw from Washington, D.C., and there's a huge opportunity with government clients, both direct as well as defense contractors for that kind of work.
There's a lot of discussion of some consolidation in the federal data center sector, interest in cloud computing. How does that factor into this?
We're seeing we're seeing a lot of opportunities in the consolidation, and there was a big article in the I think it was the Washington Post a couple of weeks ago just talking about that. And so there's about a 6 to 9 month timeline here when all this is supposed to start happening, but even before that, we have seen a lot of consolidation with DoD type of clients. There's a lot of activity in terms of end user DoD type clients looking for sites in the DC area, and really within a 150-mile radius of Washington, we're seeing big activity.
Okay, well listen, John, thanks for taking some time to talk with us.
Okay, nice meeting you, Rich.
Okay.